Hi, and welcome to another episode of Silence is Golden. I'm Troy Dean.
I'm Simon Kelly.
And on today's show, we're going to be talking about everything that a freelancer or agency website needs to have. Stay with us. Welcome back to Play School, and today we're going to look out the square window. I was taken a little bit by surprise when we went live there.
Oh, really?
I thought there was an intro before we spoke.
Yeah.
And so when Ray said we're going live and the light came on and the stream said we're perfect, I was waiting. I thought, why has Ray got us on the screen?
Why is everything so quiet in here?
There's an intro. Where's the intro? And then I forgot that we actually say some bullshit before the intro to let people know what's coming up on the show.
Well, good recovery anyway.
And I instantly just went into Play School mode.
Perfect.
For those of you that don't live in Australia, Play School is a kids show that we have here for little toddlers.
And grown-up men, it seems.
And grown-up men. That's a bit weird. Whew, I'm going to leave that one well alone. Hey, we've got a very interesting show. Look at that. We've got new branding. Look at the screen. It's fantastic. I'm Troy Dean, he's Simon Kelly, and this is Silence is Golden. We've got new branding. It looks unbelievable.
Yeah, it's looking pretty cool.
It's looking very good, isn't it? Give us a like if you like the branding. Give us a like if you hate the branding, because Facebook don't have a hate button yet. So give us some love if you like the branding. Leave us a comment. We'll try and post this, we'll try and get this up in the browser here. So if you leave a comment, I can call you out, name you, and laugh at your comment publicly, or respond to you in a meaningful way, whichever I desire. Today we're talking about all the things that a freelancer or agency website needs to have, and there's a bunch of things that Simon's going to talk about there, because I haven't been briefed, frankly. So I'm just going to sit here and try and distract Simon as much as possible, which is my role on the show, really.
So we do have something else that's pretty exciting, and obviously we saw the new branding as well, and we have some other cool little treats between segments.
We do. We have some. We have some scene transitions, or they're otherwise known as bumpers or stingers. So I tell you what, why don't we have a look at one right now as we make our way into the news and have a look at what happened this week.
Stuff that happened.
How bloody fancy was that, eh?
That was pretty cool.
That was very cool, wasn't it?
Very nice.
And a fantastic voiceover guy they got for that stinger as well. I don't know where they find that sort of talent, but gee, what a voice he's got.
Cost a fortune, I heard.
Yes.
Lots of Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's right, lots of Bitcoin. What's been happening this week, Simon?
So, very exciting with updates to WordPress and WooCommerce. WordPress 4.9.3 introduced a critical auto update bug.
Excellent.
Yeah, so WordPress 4.9.4 fixes that one. So for some sites, I think you have to actually go in and manually press the old update button.
Well, you would, because 4.9.3 ruined auto updates. Now they've rolled out 4.9.4 that fixes it, but you can't auto update to 4.9.4, right? So you have to manually update.
So if you were on a version before that, I think the auto update works fine. But if you got to the 0.3, then you have to do it manually. So just as usual, check your sites, make sure you update them.
Is it one of those things where my business partner taught me a long time ago, never update software when it first gets released? iPhone software. I think we've had this conversation, haven't we?
Yeah, probably
even
last
iPhone
week.
Conversation or iPhone software, any software. Don't update it. Let the early idiots, the early adopters update it first and let them iron out all the bugs, and then you update it once the first security patch or fix comes out.
Well, this is
a prime example of.
It's not a big update though. This is a very small one. So this kind of stuff, it's quite rare for it to happen, but it shouldn't really happen. And WordPress are pretty amazing at not letting these things happen, but it did, and that's all right. It's not too bad anyway. But manually go in and update your sites.
There we go. And by the way, Ryan Hudson says looking schmick. Oh. Actually, he says lookin'.
I assume that he's talking about both of us. Oh, Ryan Hudson. Yes. I'm going to be mentioning you later, so stay with us, buddy.
Look out.
Yeah.
Lookin' schmick, he said.
So
thanks, Ryan.
WooCommerce 3.3.1 comes in and fixes the template bug that we mentioned last week that broke quite a few sites, and they actually pulled WooCommerce from the repo. So these are two bugs that are fixed now, which is great.
Have Automatic got one team of developers now writing bugs and another team fixing them and pushing out updates? Yeah. I always had a theory about Norton antivirus. Yeah. They've got like a bunch of stoners in one room just writing the hacks, the viruses, and then a bunch of geeks next door writing the patches. And
why are the stoners writing the patches?
Well, I don't know, because you know
they can write code too.
They're better, but they're better at hacking, aren't they? It's my stereotypical understanding of a hacker. And there is to someone who's stoned on a snowboard hacking the code,
that's it.
And that's their whole business model. Without the stoners, they don't have a business because they're releasing the viruses and the Trojan horses that the geeks are then fixing. That's my theory.
Snowboarding sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
The people fixing the bugs, they don't sound like they've got a good life. Are they snowboarding?
Nah,
they're having a good time?
Nah.
They're just stressed.
They're playing backgammon. Yeah.
Awful.
Exactly. Anyway,
so, there's a plugin called WP Rollback that is great for getting back to previous versions of plugins. It's not going to help you with WordPress itself.
Has it got a bug?
Backups are going to help you.
Has it got a bug?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm
There's
sure
no bug
we
in
can get
WP
some snowboarders
Rollback.
in there to ruin it.
Fantastic.
Cool. So that works really well, actually. Yeah, WP Rollback, so you can get back to some previous.
Look at those lower thirds. How bloody good do those lower thirds look, hey? I've got to say, big props to Ray Milladoni, by the way, because these lower thirds came to us as assets from Studio Alto, our design agency, and Ray has got them into the live stream software and made them look and schmick, according to Ryan Hudson.
Yeah.
So fantastic.
They're definitely looking schmick.
I tell you what, proud to be a part of this show, mate.
Yeah, definitely. We're just extras on the Ray Milladoni show.
That's right. Featured extras who talk occasionally.
Yeah. So, Optimizely, the popular A/B testing platform, are sunsetting their free plan on the 20th of Feb. This is a brand new news. This came out in like December last year, but it's coming up very shortly that it's actually going to be happening. So, are you doing A/B testing, Troy?
Yes.
And what do you use?
Well, this is, you know, my God, you've opened a can of worms, Simon. Ray, what are we using today? What are we using this week, Ray? At the moment, the truth is we're using ClickFunnels to do our A/B testing because doing A/B testing on WordPress is freaking difficult unless you're using something like Visual Website Optimizer or Optimizely or one of those tools.
Right.
Now, having said that, Thrive Themes have just released Optimize, which is their A/B split test plugin that goes along with Thrive Architect, their page builder. But there is a huge gap in this market for split testing pages in WordPress. There's a couple of solutions that do an okay job. There's a couple of solutions that do a pretty good job, but they're really expensive. We've used
really expensive.
Yeah, we've used all of them. I don't like any of them. So at the moment, we're back to ClickFunnels to do A/B testing because there's no point A/B testing a page if you don't get conversion rates in some kind of sequence that makes sense that tell you what you should be optimizing next. And, so
that's basically why Optimizely are sunsetting this plan, because so many people are creating these A/B tests that are statistically insignificant, which makes their tool look pretty bad.
Yeah, there you go.
So they're getting rid of it, and you just have to pay. Right. And the people that pay tend to put in a bit of effort to make sure they're getting a return. As opposed to the free people just complain because it's not good enough.
Which is great, but it's unfortunate for the small business and the entrepreneur or the freelancer because, generally speaking, we don't have the kind of the budgets or the traffic to run, big split tests. So it's unfortunate. So anyway, I'm going to sign up for the free plan before they sunset it. I think we've got a free plan now, but I'm going to...
It just won't work.
It just won't work.
As of the 20th of Feb.
So there's no point signing up for the free plan.
Enjoy a week and a half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just let it go, Troy. Let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah. So
back to ClickFunnels.
So as an alternative, use at your own risk is Google Experiments, which they're calling Google Optimize. It's pretty good and it's free, but the setup takes a bit of time.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Cool. So the next little bit of news that we've got here is Amazon Polly helps WordPress speak. And what it is Amazon actually teamed up with WP Engine for this one.
Right.
To be able to offer a way to convert blog posts into audio, and something they're going to release in the future is to be able to publish that straight to iTunes as a podcast.
So this is like taking a blog post, having a robot speak it, and then
her name is Polly.
Oh, sorry, Polly. Having Polly speak it, and then publishing that as the podcast. I don't know how I feel about this idea. I mean, what you're basically going to end up with is because when you speak, you don't speak the way you write. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If I wrote the way I spoke, you wouldn't read it. It would make sense. If I wrote the way you spoke,
It'd be amazing.
it wouldn't make sense at all.
No.
one would understand a word you were saying.
So here it is here on
this an
the
example, is
TalkMag
it?
website.
Right.
Yeah. So the article about Amazon Polly helping WordPress speak is voiced by Amazon Polly.
Right, but it's all the one voice, isn't it, right?
That's right.
So
Yeah,
in
yeah,
5 years' time, you're going to be walking around the park listening to podcasts that all sound the same.
Well, there'll be options. There's different language options. I think there are different options for voices
I don't know how I
themselves.
feel about this idea.
There could be
really.
your voice. Would that make things different?
Well, that's right. I mean, if it was my
Yes.
voice, that would be a different story. But I mean, the thing is, you know, when you're blessed with such amazing dulcet tones, like I have been, the idea of automating speaking a blog post, and also, as I say, it's not just the voice that's going to sound the same, but the way you write is not the way you speak. So you lose all that kind of human nuance and all the. I like the ums and the ahs and the fluffs, and I like somebody trying to figure out how to finish a sentence. You know, because that's how you get to know people. And I don't want my podcast perfectly written and voiced by a robot. There you go. I said it. I don't want it.
Just
Amazon.
don't do it, Troy.
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah?
I don't want to do it. You can take Polly and roll her up and smoke her as far as I'm concerned. I won't be participating there.
What about for the blog posts that you don't want to put on iTunes, but you want to make them more accessible?
Well, that's the only argument. I knew you were going to pull that card. I knew you were going to pull the accessibility card.
I flashed it so you would know that I was getting to that.
That's the only reason this makes sense, is if somebody is vision impaired and they want to listen to your blog post, but they've all got screen readers anyway plugged in, so, you know.
Which... Have you used many?
I've never used a screen reader.
Lynx, I think, is a really popular one.
I've never used a screen reader.
Good job. It has to go through all the navigation and all these different things before it gets to, here's the article. But I guess, how would the screen reader find this play button?
Yeah. Don't know.
Problems in the vision impaired.
Not sure. It'll be interesting to see how it rolls out. But listen, if I can just say this, right? Please don't go and use Polly and think you're going to start a podcast and make $1 gazillion out of sponsorship. It's not going to happen. I'm just here to manage your expectations, all right? I can't make $1 gazillion out of my podcast with this freaking voice, so you've got no chance doing it with Polly, okay? So
someone should go ahead and do that and then tell Troy when you do, just so...
David, I would love you to if you could. David Murren wants to see Troy dictating blog posts. Wouldn't it be nice, he says. Is that a little Easter egg on the Cadbury jingle, David?
Nice.
Hey? Very good.
Yeah. So it's gone green now. Is that a...
That's a new thing.
Facebook just
when
every
people
time.
join our live stream, there's a little green thing that says there that Anna Lynn has joined, Matthew Rodella is here, Richie Zengoski, Paul Bomers, Ryan Hudson are all watching.
Interesting.
And there's a little green box there. Facebook is looking more and more like MySpace, I must say, minus the tumbleweeds. But it's looking a little bit more like, you know...
MySpace without tumbleweeds,
yeah,
wow.
MySpace with actual people is what Facebook is becoming. I like it.
All right, so that's it for the news this week.
Okay.
And in the article from Optimizely, there was something in the headline that I wasn't particularly happy with. It was from VentureBeat, and it was annoying me.
Oh, tell me about it, stud.
This pisses me off.
Nailed that segue. That was awesome.
Was so well rehearsed, wasn't it? Hey?
Yeah. So VentureBeat have an article.
It's what happens when you get here 7 minutes early and you rehearse things. It's fantastic. Yeah.
That was all. Instead of telling
done.
you what we're talking about, we just rehearsed that one bit.
Go.
So VentureBeat had the article about Optimizely's decision to ditch the free plan, and they suggested that A/B testing is dead, which is just total bullshit. And that kind of clickbait article it really pisses me off, basically. Because they actually go into the article and they talk about how that's actually not the case at all. And they talk about the reasons behind A/B testing being an issue with the free plan, with Optimizely being an issue. It's because people don't A/B test in a way that's statistically significant. So you need to actually put in some effort into these A/B tests. They're not super easy to get done and to come out with some data that's actually useful. So that seems to be why they're sunsetting the free plan, not because A/B testing is dead. So VentureBeat, for shame, but I understand that's how you get traffic to your website, but it just pisses me off.
It's unfortunate, isn't it? You know, it's like those internet marketers who say, I can help you make $1 million a year in revenue and then you'll be a millionaire. No, you won't be a millionaire if you make $1 million a year in revenue, you dickheads. You have to have either $1 million in the bank or $1 million in assets to be a millionaire, not just $1 million in revenue. So stop saying that, please, internet marketers, you clickbait ninjas. Not happy.
You're experimenting with the Facebook algorithm at the moment, are you? Asking questions to...
Mate, I'll tell you what, the new Facebook algorithm is a catastrophe as far as I'm concerned.
There's a few things that piss us off this week, it seems.
You can now post up onto Facebook that you're wearing red underwear today and it will go viral on Facebook because the new Facebook, go on, try it. The new Facebook algorithm basically only shows you like a dozen posts from like 8 friends that you know. That's all you get on Facebook these days. The problem is every time I log into Facebook now, all I see is my own shit, my own posts. I'm like, doesn't anybody here have anything interesting to say? And I don't really have anything interesting to say, but Brett Drinkwater says, uh-oh, new dad not getting much sleep. It's Dad Joke Dave. Yeah.
It's a new segment.
Actually, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. My little boy's away, and my wife is away with him, and he wasn't sleeping. So she rang me at 12:30 this morning and woke me up in tears because she couldn't get Oscar to go to sleep.
Brutal.
So then I'm trying to get back to sleep, lying awake, worrying about them all night. So no, I haven't had a lot of sleep, but clickbait and false scarcity and selling bullshit still pisses us off, with or without sleep. Yeah.
Exactly.
I said it.
Let's bring us into something a little bit happier.
I'll tell you what, why don't we take some questions from the Facebook community?
Let's get unstuck.
Oh, I tell you what, those scene transitions are just a treat, aren't they?
Yeah, they're great. I can't wait till we can
working
actually
very well.
hear those because it's
I know.
just silent.
We
We
can't
just have
hear
to
them in the
do
room
nothing.
here. We're trying to work that out with some software. Very fancy, anyway. If anyone knows how to plug in a software sound card into the live stream studio software, please let us know because we're stumped. So,
Let's get unstuck
Let's get
with that
unstuck.
problem.
Let's get unstuck.
All right, so this question, Ryan Hudson doesn't know that he's actually asked this because I didn't ask anyone to ask any questions in our group. Shameful. But Ryan Hudson says...
So Ryan doesn't know he's asked this question.
Well, he knows he's asked this, but not that it's going to be featured.
Oh, right. Excellent. Very good.
I read his mind today. All right, so Ryan Hudson from our Facebook community says, what do you guys do with premium plugin licenses that you've built your sites with, but then hand over for them to host and manage, as in hand over to your clients to host and manage?
I mark them up ridiculously and then sell them for crypto. That's what I do. I make at least 300% on plugin licenses.
All signs point to crypto.
Yeah. There are some websites where you can go on the dark net and buy WordPress plugins and themes and pay a premium and trade in crypto. And that's where I sell all my... I buy licenses for clients and then I go and resell those licenses on the dark net.
I can't tell if
crypto.
you're serious or not.
That's exactly the way I like it, Simon.
So Ryan Hudson, what I actually do is I usually know the plugins and license that I'm going to need for particular projects. There's a bit of a gray area with some of those, and usually what I'll do is I'll actually eat the cost on those anyway. Now, this is a bit of a controversial topic. A lot of agencies and freelancers, they don't do that. They'll make sure that their clients pay for those particular licenses. So I'll actually pay for those and I'll bundle in a year's worth of licenses and support for that. But if they're staying on with me with a care plan, I'll know what plugins and licenses we're using anyway, so I'll know what the costs are. So that makes it pretty easy for me to work with the plugins and licenses either which way they go. So there you go.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why he is on the big bucks. Because he's got that shit sorted out.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, good fun.
I taught him everything he knows. Now, hey, just before we go any further, I wanted to showcase this T-shirt here. My friend Pete Perry, who is a WP Elevation member.
He's a cool guy,
He's a mentor now, actually. He's a very cool guy, Pete Perry. He's a very cool guy. He's just about 10% grumpy. That's what I love about Pete.
Yeah.
He doesn't take any shit from anyone, and he's about 10% grumpy. And he will freely admit that. I hope you're watching, Pete. G'day. When I first met Pete, he gave me this T-shirt. This is his T-shirt, Wiltwyck, WILTWYCK.com, that's his business. Optimised and well built. There we go. Look at that virtual camera zoom. Woohoo! Optimised and well built. He knows me very well, and he gave me this T-shirt, and I'm wearing it on the show. If you'd like me to wear your T-shirt on Silence is Golden, please send a medium slim fit size T-shirt to Troy Dean, care of Silence is Golden at 231 Chapel Street, Prahran, Victoria 3181. And enclose a cheque for $5,000 made out to the Troy Dean Cryptocurrency Trust Fund, and I will wear your T-shirt on the show.
And I will take the 5,000.
He is my crypto broker these days. So, hey, Belinda White joined in. Michael James has got a question that says, "Is this live?" Well, it is now, Michael. You've just made it live by asking that question. Matthew Rodella says, that's an awesome T-shirt, Pete. Colleen says, hi, guys. Yes, Michael James, this is live. We're here right now with you. Welcome to the show.
If you have a question, Michael, feel free to jump in and give us something that's really difficult to answer.
Yeah.
Because I would like some challenges. Or we just won't even pay any attention to it. Yeah, and then you'll know. But yeah, feel free to jump in. If there's anything that you like or you have a question about something, jump in and let us know. It'd be awesome to interact live. Cool. Well, I think we should get into something useful today, and we'll see if we can find ourselves a gold nugget of information.
Time to dig into the gold nugget.
He's versatile, that voiceover bloke, isn't he?
Pretty good.
So versatile.
Yeah, I can't remember that one. How does that go? Can you give us a... Can you try and impersonate the
It's
voiceover?
time to dig into the gold nugget. Something like that, I
Yeah?
think. From memory, yeah.
Cool.
Something, yeah.
All right, cool. So this week we want to talk about agency websites and freelancer websites and what they need to not just be successful, but to be able to get more traffic, to get more leads, to look like you know what you're doing. So I thought I'd put together a bit of a checklist.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
He loves the checklist.
I do like a bit of checklist, and there'll be no screen sharing, so it doesn't matter how this looks, which is great because it doesn't look very good.
No screen sharing.
So I was thinking we might actually
Wow.
turn this into a blog post
Gee.
instead of having it as some kind of like downloadable thing.
Ray burst the bubble. Miladoni says there's no screen sharing. Why is there no screen
Dun,
sharing? Did we not get that?
dun,
We didn't get that set up, did we? Didn't get it. set
Yeah.
up.
Can we get a
drop down.
thumbs down kind of
No
a
screen
pumper?
sharing. No.
All right. So first of all, it needs to be eye-catching and attention-grabbing. If it doesn't do that, if it doesn't capture someone's attention, if it's got all this text and it doesn't look very good, it's not going to help. What are you laughing about? He's playing with. All right, you just keep pissing yourself over there. I'll try to give some value to the audience if you don't mind. What's going on? Oh, he's gone. You've lost him. All right, we'll wait. All right, so it needs to be eye-catching, and the example that we've got here is no, he's gone. He's gone. Do you know what set him off? Troy's out of here. Troy's out of here. We're just gonna keep exit stage left. All right, all right. I can't wait to know what the hell set him off there. Does anyone have any idea what set off Troy? All right, cool. We're just going to keep moving and pretend nothing happened. All right, so it needs to have an eye-catching and attention-grabbing headline. It needs to look awesome. So an example that I've put up here is human-made. So humanmade.com has a really, really nice website. It said made by humans, powered by WordPress. Troy's trying to get himself together here. And another really great one is kickpush.co. I really like their page here. It just, the headline says, "We don't even like the internet," and it comes off with really bold. Yeah, Troy's gonna cartwheel back in here. And appear from a little escalator.
Oh, look, he superimposed me out. Oh, there's a delay, isn't there? That's right.
How'd you go?
Whew, I'm okay. I'm good. Yep.
You did well to not just...
Oh, that's what happens when you don't have enough sleep. Yeah. I'm good. Matthew Rodella says, gotta love live TV. Yep, Troy is gone. There we go.
So there you go, Michael. It's definitely live.
I'm back.
We
Definitely
lost
live.
Troy for a good
That's what set me off. It was Michael James that set me off. I saw the comment. He said, as a designer, should I use my own name or a business name? As a freelancer, should I use my own name or perhaps a business name?
And you just...
And I was thinking, he didn't think this was live, and now it's live. And for some reason, I just was in Michael's situation where he left a comment, and the planets just aligned, and the world just got very small all of a sudden, and I just lost my shit because I haven't had enough sleep.
It's not coming back at that point.
Man.
Nothing better than a good laugh,
Yeah,
I reckon.
live
Like an
TV.
uncontrollable laugh
My
on live
ads are
TV.
killing me. Yeah. Anyway, go on. Sorry, I totally interrupted. I feel very bad that I completely...
Has that been done before? Like, have you had a good laugh while live
Not like
or like
that.
on stage or something?
Not live like
Well,
that.
pop
no,
your cherry. That's
no.
that's a good one.
Yeah, pop your cherry.
I think
There
it's
we go.
harder to come back when it's live.
There are
When
so
you're in a
many
state when you
tweetables
can't
from
come-
this show. It's just ridiculous. From this one episode, there are so many tweetables. Pop your cherry. # Simon Kelly. Silence is golden.
It's got to be used in context though, right? Otherwise it's weird.
That's right. Context is everything.
Cool.
I'm back.
Are you sure?
Where were we?
Yeah?
I'm here. I'm under control.
So it needs to be attention grabbing.
Post.
All right.
Yes.
Human made. I
Yes.
quite like what they've got there. Made by humans. There's a lot of good things on the Human Made website.
Yep.
Made by humans, powered by WordPress. We are a WordPress development agency that brings open source to big publishers and enterprise level clients. They talk about what they do, a little bit about the tools they use, and the clients that they do it for. So immediately you can look at that and go, well, I'm a fish and chip shop. Are they for me? Oh no, they're not for me, because they are big publishers and enterprise level clients. Fair enough. I might not get in touch with them in their contact form.
What if you were a big, like, fish and chip shop chain?
Potentially, if they're a big publisher or they're enterprise level,
They're a fish and chip shop publisher.
sure.
The Fish and Chip News.
Yeah, absolutely.
.com.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fishandchipnews.com.
What's news in fish and chips?
Yeah. Maybe is my affirmative answer there.
Max is gone.
No, push him a little bit.
Max is gone.
You can't laugh. You can't laugh.
Spin-off series, Context is Golden, says Matthew Rodella. That's great.
Next one, we don't even like the internet. I thought this was good by kickpush.co. We have to power through these. I've got 15 tips. So high quality design, it's really important. Something that actually came into the Facebook community was a digital marketer website that wasn't exactly the best design. Had you seen this one recently?
No.
You had seen it. Because you were like, oh no, was it? I don't know if it was you. Someone was talking about, oh, we don't want to say anything about this website to this person because it's no good. It's going to be hard to build a digital marketing website.
That's
when
right.
it's like
When your website
everything's
looks like
beveled
shit,
and it looks like shit. But good on the person for reaching out to someone and saying, hey, do you have any advice?
Yep.
So basically, like some advice that I would say here is look at your competitors, look at other agency, freelancer, digital marketing websites, and just do a bit of a check. You know, you don't have to be an amazing designer.
I always send people your website. Well, I've had a few people email me and say, I'd love to join WP Elevation, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to do this for clients. Here's my website.
Right.
And the politest thing I can do is send them your website and say, this is what you're up against.
You just scream into a pillow and then
Yeah,
send
that's
them
right.
the website.
Yes. Lord, please, someone tell this person to get a job.
Yeah. I think...
With all respect, but I send them your website all the time.
Oh,
I say, this is what you're up against.
Right.
So I think being aware of what other people are doing in the space is really important. Because your website looks fantastic. It's really well designed.
And to be honest, it wasn't a super complex thing to put together, and it just needed to hit the publish button. I'd love to change that and make it a bit better, but you know, it does the job for sure. Yeah, and it's been up for a good couple of years. So there is a very important thing here, and that's get it done. Like, instead of thinking about how good your website can be and all these different things, and looking at all of these other sites, which I just said you should do, look at them for inspiration, but then get it done, get it published, make sure you just have the key things that you need, which we're going to go over in this episode. But just get it published, get it live, get some feedback, and start getting some clients and get back to building your business.
Yeah,
okay?
don't paralyze yourself by comparing where you are today to where Simon is today, because he's been doing it a bit longer. So, you know, don't get paralyzed by thinking, oh, it's not as perfect, it's not as good. Just get it out the door.
Exactly, yeah. You also need contact info. People need to know how to get in touch with you. It's quite important for leads. There's a website called happykite.co.uk. They have a work with us page that has their contact information, a lead inquiry form, and a maintenance inquiry form, all within the same spot. It's really nice.
We're going to put a link to this, aren't we, in the show somewhere. Perfect.
So we'll just power through some of these because I think we're getting towards time.
Yep.
Other thing, your location, where you're based. So there is a bit of a tendency for people to go, well, I want to be location independent and just not say where they are. But you kind of ruin your own credibility and trust factors if you just like, I am an internet marketer and I'll help you build your business, but I don't want you to know where I am because I could be anywhere. That's not like...
The Maldives.
Well, Thailand, Maldives. Specifically
The
the Maldives.
Maldives.
Has that been a dream? You're like, I want to work from the
one
Maldives.
of the most expensive places on the planet.
Oh.
Be fun to work from the
That's why I
Maldives,
haven't-
wouldn't it?
That's why I haven't been there, I guess. Yeah, so you want to show you're established and not run off to Thailand with someone else's money. For example, I'm based in Melbourne, Australia, and we serve clients all over the world. Something simple like that.
Perfect.
Yeah. So what you do and who you do it for, Human Made's a great example from that. I also think my website's a pretty good example for that. And a bit of a template, I guess, is I/we help customer achieve outcome, right? Or we do this thing that achieves goal. Pretty similar kind of thing. But that's with lots of agency websites that I took a look at, that was very common to see that one.
And just to answer Michael James's question from before, because we talked about your question, but we didn't answer it. Just to answer the question is whether you are your own name or a nice slick business name, at this stage doesn't matter. The only reason that you would want to go down the path of having a business name and not your own name is if you wanted to scale a business and then eventually sell it, which you can still do if it's your own name. Dick Smith did that. Dick Smith sold an electronics store, had a chain of electronics stores here in Australia, which he sold. Many people have sold, I mean, Jim's Mowing. I mean, you know, no one deals with Jim. It's a franchise. So the thing about having your own personal name is that people trust it more than they trust a brand. If you can build trust, it's very easy to build a trust with your own personal name. But don't try, my advice would be, don't try and put a slick company name on it and say we if it's just you operating out of your spare bedroom. Just be transparent with people.
That's it, yeah. Be honest. You'll have a lot more fun if you're just being honest and letting the transparency shine through.
Yep.
Have yourself a branded email address as well. Like, you've got troy@troydean.com.au.
Correct.
Yeah. It's fine to repeat yourself and be weird like Troy. That's totally fine.
Absolutely.
But make sure it's something professional. I recommend using G Suite. It's pretty easy to get yourself a domain and email from there. Get yourself a custom logo. Don't just use something completely boring and crap. There's lots of places you can get a decent custom logo, or hire a graphic designer and get something done professionally if you've got the budget. Make sure you list your services as well. People need to know what it is that you do. But referring to our previous episode about features and benefits, don't talk about WordPress and the plugins and Genesis and all that stuff unless that's important, unless you are specifically a Genesis professional and you want to attract leads.
Coach Kath in Sydney,
right.
she started out as a Genesis trainer, training people how to use Genesis, and she actually got a lot of leads that way and a lot of websites that way because she became known as the WordPress Genesis person.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Squeaky.
It's a little, I think my belt's rubbing on. It's pretty exciting, isn't it?
Tonight on the boring show, Simon's chair still squeaks even after we bought him a new one.
Also, you want to have your About Us information, your why do you exist, what do you believe in, tell your story, keep it short and keep it sweet. There's a website in the Netherlands called afriendofmine.nl/about. Go check out theirs, just a couple of sentences, and it's awesome. And the website is ridiculously good. So good inspiration of stuff that you probably won't be able to do. Yeah. You also want to have work, portfolio case studies, examples of your work where you've achieved great results in the past, ideally for the niche that you're talking about, instead of like, you know, you're a specialist in fish and chip websites and you're talking about some website related to Jim's Mowing. It's not exactly ideal.
And if you don't have websites that you've built for your portfolio, then go and build some, do it on spec, build some mock-ups, build some prototypes, build some for some local non-profits or charities for free if you have to, just to get a portfolio together, or build some for your own hobbies or your own projects just so that you can show something in your portfolio.
Yeah, just make something up. Do one for a dentist.
Yeah.
Make something up and get it done. And a good example is one of our elevators, Sean Nicole, has chilibin.com.sg/portfolio. His portfolio is a really great example of how to put one together.
He's in Singapore, right?
He is in Singapore.
Robert Simmons has joined the show. Hi, Robert. How are you?
G'day, Robert.
Watch the replay and watch me lose my shit. About 10 minutes ago, I actually left the building. I was crying, laughing so hard, I couldn't compose myself.
Let's see if you can set him off again, Robert.
Yeah.
All right, you also want to have a project inquiry form. You want to get some information from your leads. You want to make it easy to get in touch with you, but you still want useful information. You don't just want to have like name, email, what do you want from me? You want to be able to have things like budget. You want to have when do you want the website up by? What are some of your project goals? And what's the time frame? So, and you know, details about the business.
And the whole budget thing is what you're trying to do there is you're trying to quantify. You're trying to quantify if somebody wants to build Facebook for homeopaths and they've got $500, we could have a problem in expectations here. So you're just trying to weed out people and their expectations.
Yeah, and it's good for them to know your expectations of what's your lowest. A lot of people have like a drop down where it will be something like project start from $5,000 or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So that's a good way to just not get bad leads.
Yeah. Hey, just quickly, David Murren wants some feedback on his Freelancer site. Already realised some issues after what you've said. Can I send that to you? David, drop a link in the comments near this video, my friend, and we will take a look at it, and maybe in the next episode we'll do a teardown of it.
Sure.
If you're open to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, send us your websites and we'll take a look and, you know, poke fun at them.
Yeah.
I mean, give constructive feedback.
Correct. That's exactly right. Yeah.
All right. Point number 12, you want to have a blog. You want, so I'm just going to read this because I think I've wrote it and it made a lot of sense. Your blog is your platform to be the most helpful person within your niche. Content not only positions you as the expert, it also helps to increase search engine rankings, provides a way for you to train your team as you grow, and can also be a handy resource to point your existing customers to when you're providing support. take it to the next level by adding video and audio to your posts.
Bravo, bravo. Hey,
done
that
that.
is fantastic. When I
Half
get
an
my
hour
new
before the episode.
soundboard, Ray, that will be the perfect opportunity for me to go, I'm going to have sound effects.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah, hell
Alright.
yeah. I'm going to have hell yeah as a sound effect. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Yeah.
Testimonials, you want to have those. You want good feedback from people that thought you did a good job, because that's a good way to attract other people that will think you'll do a good job.
And if you can't get testimonials, it tells you something about the service you're providing.
And one way to get testimonials is to ask.
Do good work first and then ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when they're telling you you've done such a great job. You say, oh, great, I'd love to get a testimonial from you. That's a great time to ask for a testimonial.
Yeah.
Not like 3 years later you've done
That's
this
right.
project and then you say, hey, I'd love a testimonial from you.
And not when they upgrade WordPress to 4.9.3 and it breaks, don't ask for a testimonial then.
Yeah.
No.
You also want to have a downloadable resource. Now, this is also called a lead magnet. This is a great way to capture some emails and get some leads in that are between no liking and trusting you and booking you in for a project. There's a massive gap between those things. So if you can get some people into your email list and give them some useful information as well, you can help to transition them to become a lead. Now, there's a website in Australia called magicdust.com.au, and they do websites. And if you go to their web design page, they have a free industry report, 8 things you must know before hiring a web design company. Now, I think that's a great lead magnet. Like, that's awesome. So, yeah, food for thought. The last
Point
one.
number 1, they must be a member of WP Elevation before you hire a web design company.
Yeah.
If they're not a WP Elevation badge on there, if they haven't got that badge, don't hire them.
That's 1 through 8.
That's right, 1 through 8. If in doubt, refer to rule number 1.
That's it. And the last tip, we've got some bonuses in here as well. Show
Of
your
course we
personality.
have. We're marketers. We've always got a bonus.
Always bonuses and additional reading and resources. But yeah, show your personality. Like we were saying before, let that shine through. If you keep saying we and you keep trying to be bigger than you really are, it's going to feel a bit awkward for you, and it's going to show in the copy. So the people who are actually reading that, your ideal customers, it'll just come off as a bit awkward. So just be yourself, let that shine through. You'll have a lot more fun, and you will be the purple cow that gets all the customers.
Hamza from Morocco is here. Hey Hamza, how you doing? Who was the elevator that had the cartoon style website?
It wasn't Capsicum Media Works?
No. He was an American guy. I think his name was Sterling something, and his whole website was like a comic book. It was like a comic strip, and it was amazing because he was a huge fan of comic books.
Yeah, cool.
So his whole brand looked like a comic book, and it was such an unique. It had his personality all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, nice.
I can't remember his name though.
Yeah. Let us know if you're here. If you're live right now,
Yeah.
tell us. Cool. So yeah, we'll share this either on the blog for this episode, so you can take a look and you can compare your own website against this checklist and hopefully build a better website that gets more leads.
Now, I think, do we do Tool of the Week thing here? Is this what we do Tool of the Week thing? Do we can segue into Tool of the Week? Yeah, we just have a little meeting here.
Get ready for Tool of the Week.
It sounds like we might need a few tools to help us do this, Simon. So what's the Tool of the Week this week?
It's unrelated to this.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Totally unrelated. I just found something that I thought was super cool.
Fantastic.
And I wanted to demo to you because no one else is going to be able to see it because we can't do the live sharing.
Sure.
So it's called Pixel Snap. And I found this
Snap.
on Product Hunt, and it was about $15. And hopefully they add it to Setup one day, because I really like Setup, but that's another tool of the week for another time. What it does is it helps you measure anything on the screen, but there's existing tools for that within Chrome. This particular tool is for Mac, and what it does is you can, so I'm just gonna do it now, and we can just watch Troy's reaction if this is even interesting. So I wanna see how big this Create Group button is. Now I could try to get to the edges or whatever, or I can just kind of throw this net around and it just wraps it in there.
Wow, that's neat.
Yeah, 97 by 24.
That's
there you
very
go.
neat.
That's the Create.
Go and check it out. I wish you could have seen that. It is very. A little bit of we just came out. It's very exciting. It's very neat
And it just
indeed.
knows the gaps between things.
That's
Look at
very
that.
cool.
It's ridiculous. So
That
you can
is very
change
cool.
the tolerance on it, and not only does it do it on the in the browser, but it does it.
Just does it on your desktop
as well. So I could throw it around there and have a look at that.
Wow.
It's
Very
really
cool.
impressive. Yeah, and it will do that within Photoshop, within Sketch, whatever thing you're using. Super cool. Pixelsnap.com. Check it out.
Very cool.
And their video is awesome too. Their promo video.
Yes.
This is just a tool that measures things, and the promo video is super punchy and rad. So if nothing else, check it out.
Michael says, should I put prices on my website, as in websites from £399? Excuse me. Maybe put prices on your website.
Put a
Michael,
zero
but
on the end of it
maybe
as well.
put your prices up a little bit instead of £399. I'll tell you why. If you're selling websites for £399, you're generally dealing with small business owners who are taking the money out of their savings account and paying for the website, and they're very emotionally attached to getting a return on that £399. And chances are their business is not set up to actually get a return on that because they're not going to drive any traffic to the website. They don't understand things like Google Analytics. They don't understand things like pay-per-click. It's just a bad time for everybody, unless you are doing like turnkey websites on like a multi-user network or something, and you're just spinning them up, you know, a couple a day. But websites from $399, I don't think you want to start there because it's just a race to the bottom on price. And Robert Simmons says, bad Simon, wasting time on product hunt chasing shiny widgets.
Hey, I'm bringing Tool of the Week to you every week, Robert.
You've been told, fella. So you like Set App, do you? The $9 a month for the 10 apps in the Mac thing.
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I poo-pooed it, but I'm going to go and have another look.
Ray uses it, doesn't he?
I don't know. Do you use it, Ray?
No, I decluttered.
No, Ray's decluttered.
Oh,
Ray doesn't use
damn.
anything these days.
Yeah?
Ray's got a pen and paper by his desk.
He's just levitating,
Chisel
not
on
even
a-
pressing buttons.
Chisel
He's
on a tablet.
nice.
Yeah, not an iPad or a
Super
Panadol,
productive.
an actual tablet, you know. Jesus, I'm funny.
Hilarious.
Right, okay. So, hey,
Well-
the bumpers and the stingers work. Anything else? What else?
Well, you know, should you have them on? Should you have the pricing on the website? So first of all, you know, we answered the question that he didn't ask was charge more. The question
Well-
is, should you have them on the website?
Well, what do you think?
Well, there's definitely, I think there should definitely be a minimum, and we talked about this last week, like my projects sit between here and here.
Correct.
I think that's a great idea.
That's right.
And if you have a particular product, like if you can launch websites as a product for a particular niche, then it should be a particular price.
That's right.
Yeah, and I think that's
Yeah.
great to have that there.
Yeah,
I
Matthew
know-
Ridella's done this. He's doing turnkey websites for computer repair shops.
Right.
There you go. How's that for a niche? Now, he's worked out a way and a process where he can spin up a website and just charge them a monthly fee.
Great.
Right? That's cool. But if you're building bespoke websites for clients, you need to figure out your numbers. You need to work out how much you need to get for that website to be profitable. That's rule number one. You've got to be profitable. You've got to be able to make a profit and pay yourself, right? Pay yourself and have a bit of profit left over, ideally. And then you've got to work out, and then, so that's your minimum. And so then what we normally do is say, well, our projects are between this and this, right? And so if you're okay with that, let's have a conversation. But if my projects start at 15 grand and you want a website for $1,200, I can't help you. So I'd love to, but I just can't, and there's no point us wasting each other's time.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go.
Now,
Michael.
we are failing dismally at trying to make this a 25-minute show.
Oh,
So my question to you people on Facebook is, should this show be 25 minutes, or is it okay that it's 45 minutes? Here we are on Facebook, and we're asking you to comment, like, and subscribe on YouTube. There we go. That's called cross-pollination, my friends. So get on over to wplelevation.com/YouTube.
That was a good tweetable.
There
That's
you go.
called cross-pollination, my friends.
Cross-pollination, my friends. Hashtag, what did you
Pop your
say
cherry.
before? Hashtag pop your cherry. Leave us a comment and tell us whether or not this show should be 25 minutes, or if it should be 45 minutes, or if it should be 3 hours, or if it should be 2 minutes, or if you don't care. Leave us a comment, because Melanie says 45 is fine, time flies when you're having fun. That's true. I'm glad
thanks,
you're having
Melanie.
fun. I can't promise I'm going to crack up laughing like that and wee my pants every episode, but
can only
that's
hope.
certainly filled in a bit of time. I kind of feel like it should be less than under half an hour.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, what do I know? You know?
Well, I think we
much.
should probably wrap it up now then, I guess.
Okay.
It seems like we're getting towards the end.
Okay. Matthew Ridella likes the longer format. All right, there we go. So we've been 40 minutes 2 weeks in a row, so maybe we'll hover around the 40, 45 minute mark. Subscribe to us on YouTube at wplelevation.com/YouTube. Like us on Facebook at wplelevation.com/Facebook. And if you go to wplelevation.com/Snapchat, you'll find a 404 error page.
Perfect.
We will see you next week on Silence is Golden. And on our YouTube channel, we're also posting up how-to tutorial videos and our 1 minute behind the scenes, courtesy of Max Jeffcott, who's over in the corner there. Did I say your name right then, Max? Max Jeffcott, who's over in the corner there filming all the behind the scenes stuff. We're having a lot of fun. We hope you are too. We'll see you next week. My name is Troy Dean.
I'm Sam Kelly.
This is Silence is Golden. Go elevate.